Nick grabs Terrell, Texas in the 240 Nissan SX in the right lane. Suke Paulyard from Houston, Texas in the 88 Mustang, formerly owned by Tim Lynch. Suke is a hard-working chassis builder, fabricator, Case Racing. Part of that stable is Boosted Blue, driven by Jesus Garza. So Suke has a little bit of advantage here in his experience in no prep. Car makes a lot of power. Let's see if he's got his tune-up right. Tuned by Dre. Tire management by Dre. Old school big tire 10-minute warning. Old school big tire 10-minute warning. Oh, wow. Suke making sandwiches. See if he can catch up. That 240 SX has got him on the big end. All the power in the world doesn't help you if you can't cut a light, folks. So Nick grabs, moving on to the next round.
All right. So, big difference from round 1 to round 2. What was different? We took some clicks out of the rebound in the front shocks. I think we went to 6 on the rebound, 6 or 8. It was too tight in the front. I want to say it was 10 to begin with, and then we either went to 6 or 8. And then you see the burnout. I think that was a huge difference there, the burnout. Got the tires hot, got the heat cycle in them, like the announcer dude talks about there in the first round. Anyhow, here we went to 170 kPa on the launch. We're still at 300 overall. And then we took the ramp out. Brooks said the track was feeling much stickier. Cars had been going, and it had picked up, and he thought we could put more to it. We also come back to 4,500 RPM on the launch. And that worked out really well. And we got some interesting stuff to look at here. We got 8 pounds on the launch, looks like. 8.5, somewhere around in there. 4,500 RPM. Let me just zoom this a bit. And this is interesting. Trying to move this around just a hair. It's too big. So it launches, and then you get this guy right here. It takes off, and then it spins here. Oh, let's turn on one more thing. It says launch time from retard. From the time I let go of the button, it's pretty handy. So at 0.7 seconds out, well, I start spinning. And you see the traction control grabs it. And it takes a big bite out of the timing here in the yellow. It's at 17.9 here. It's ramping into 26 pounds. And it pulls it down to about 4 degrees. And it catches back up. It does it, but it's slow. From here, where I start spinning, where it goes away, and also you can see that the front tire doesn't pick up here till about 0.8 seconds. So it does a little wheelie, and then it spins here. It unloads it, and the traction control really didn't grab me fast enough, and that could be due to the teeth that we talked about earlier, having only 2 there on the collar. So I played with some traction control settings between the rounds 1 and 2, and I made it way more aggressive. It grabbed me. It did its thing. You saw in the video, I spun just a hair, and the traction control grabbed me, and I kept going. I had this at like 10, 15, and 20, and you can see here that its slip time is way lower, so it's pulling it a lot faster now. It's pulling 10 degrees at 5, and let's see, 10 degrees at 5, and 20 at 10, and 30 at 15, which was way more aggressive than it originally was, and that worked pretty well. But for some reason, I guess I got scared. My foot didn't get back in it all the way. I still made a good pass. You saw it was flying, but you can see here the green. I'm kind of in and out of the throttle just enough to stay out in front of the guy. And it worked out pretty well. And I wish it would be a little faster here. You'll see in the next video, it gets pretty good. And let's see here. This is about 134 mile an hour pass. So it was pretty decent for only being halfway in the throttle and having that little traction control grab there. So we won that one and moving on to round 3.